Welcome back to Swordbox. Our verse for today is from Genesis chapter 50 verse 20, and it says, "But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." I want to talk to you briefly about forgiveness. Joseph was a young teenage boy whose brothers hated him. They were jealous of him. God had given him some dreams, and these dreams put Joseph in a power position over his family. Well, his brothers hated him so much they eventually plotted to kill him, but settled for selling him into slavery for 20 pieces of silver. Joseph was falsely accused as a slave and thrown into prison. So as you can imagine, Joseph had to have gone through some pretty strong emotions of rejection and anger and loneliness, all caused because of the jealousy and hatred of his brothers. But Joseph decided to forgive. Joseph decided to take God's perspective, and eventually Joseph was put in a high position in the nation of Egypt and would eventually save his whole family and countless of others people. But Joseph was also in a position to get revenge and could have easily done whatever he wanted to his brothers. He could have thrown his brothers into prison. He could have made his brothers slaves, but he didn't. He chose instead to forgive. And all of us, at one time or another, are going to be done wrong by someone. We're going to be treated unjustly. We're going to be treated unfair. And God expects us to have an attitude of forgiveness, to have an attitude of humility. And when we do like Joseph, and we get God's perspective on things, and we begin to look at life from God's perspective and believe that no matter what comes our way, God is still in control. And God can take any circumstance and work it for our good if we'll stay in faith. We're going to have a much better life, and we're going to be walking and obedient to God. And I hope we'll take from Joseph's example, even though he was just a teenager, he didn't get bitter, he didn't get angry, he didn't try to get revenge. He stayed humble. He allowed God to bring healing in his life. And eventually he was reunited with his brothers, and he was reunited with his family, and God used him to do great things. So I hope you too will stay in an attitude of humility and an attitude of forgiveness, because after all, God has forgiven us such a great debt. God bless you. We'll see you back here tomorrow.